Hi, this is Isabella, and this is the Blue Saga blog. I want to share with you our top 5 favorite desserts in Tokyo. Okay, so there are an unbelievable amount of desserts available in Tokyo, from Western to Eastern style, from delicious mochi to decadent cakes. But we also learned that there is a principle in making desserts called adorokashi, that it is the way of making a dessert but with an element of surprise in it. But one thing for sure, if you love dessert, this is the place for you. And in the last few weeks, we found our top 5 favorite, and they're adorokashi. And here they are. Number 5, Papo cheese tart. Originated from Osaka, when we first heard about this cheese tart texture, it was called medium rare. It definitely piqued our interest. But what it is a cream cheese layer inside that is light and fluffy, and baked outside is a buttery crust. And add to it, it's a sweet apricot jelly that is a little bit layer on top, so it makes it super balanced. The adorokashi factor here is definitely the surprising texture, and it is both rich and light at the same time, and they have achieved that. Number 4, Ringo's Baked Apple Pie. When you enter or exit the Ikebukuro East Side Station, you will immediately smell the buttery apple pie smell in the air. You just cannot miss it. But who doesn't like an apple pie, right? And they also make their pie dough at exactly 144 layers and not a layer more or less, because they believe that is the perfect consistency. Add to it is some chunky apples, and then here's the surprise. The custard, when you bite into it and it oozes out, it's so good. That is definitely the adorokashi factor here, because the first time we had it, we just thought we were just having a great apple pie. And then when you get to the custard, it is just took this pie up several notches. It was so good. Number 3, Mochizuki and Nakatanidu in Nara. So when we first heard about this place, it was because we heard about the fastest mochi pounders in the area, and we went to go watch it, and they're so fun to watch. But later on, we found out that the pounding process also infuses the mugwort plant that gets into the mochi itself. And then it also wrapped inside some delicious red bean, and it's both supple and it has good texture. And then she hand rolled it into some toasted soybean powder too. And the freshness is just unbelievable. Wu and I definitely were having a mochi moment. The adorokashi factor is definitely how fresh and chewy fresh mochi is, and neither one of us had had it before. So that is what it makes it so awesome. Number 2, Uncle Tetsu's cheesecake. It might be old news to many people now how good Uncle Tetsu's cheesecake is, but because it has locations all over the world. But when we're in Osaka, which is at its original birthplace, we had to give it a try. Plus, we had help from 2 other friends from Hong Kong to help us finish the whole cake. So we bought one and we brought it back to the hotel. And then it is a light souffle cake, and it has raisins towards the bottom. I guess the batter is so light that it even sinks to the bottom. And you almost have to take a couple bites before you taste the delicate texture of this light cheesecake. It is amazing. And what I like it a lot is also then the adorokashi factor is how simple and yet complex it is. And it reminds me of a cake that I had when I was really young, but it is so much better. It makes me think I can eat the whole thing. Okay, here it is, number 1. It is Sakura Mochi. The first time I had Sakura Mochi, I was hooked, because I picked it out from behind the counter from other mochis because it was so delicate and so pretty. And when you hold it close, you start to scent the fragrance that is coming from the cherry leaf. And then when you bite into it, the saltiness of the leaf, and then the chewiness of the mochi, and then the sweetness of the red bean coming to you all at once. And this little bundle of sweetness is enough to just satisfy you with just a couple bites. And definitely have a little green tea with it too. And the adorokashi factor here is twofold. One is that it is the leaf, the saltiness of the leaf is so surprising, but yet so good. And then the scent of the leaf is amazing. It's no wonder this mochi has stood the test of time since the Edo period. my 5 favorite. The culinary scene in Japan just keeps changing and evolving all the time. If I come back to Japan next year, it's probably going to be a completely different vibe and it's going to be amazing too. So I would invite you to come to Japan yourself and discover your 5 favorite desserts or food. And if you like what you see in this episode, give us a thumbs up. We will probably do more food vlogs if you like what you see. And if you'd like to know what we're traveling next or our next adventure, subscribe below. Thanks so much. Bye.